The mystery drone phenomenon may or may not be drawing to a close or fading out. We'll see where things go. But what's next for official government UFO disclosure? Well, let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, the UAP disclosure amendment, was passed, in its neutered form some while back, and there was hope of reviving it, of reintroducing it and getting a robust version of it passed, complete with a review board that, would have subpoena power theoretically and could get things going in Congress. And Danny Sheehan is saying there is still hope that that could happen.
Any updates for this coming year?
Yes. I just had a long conversation yesterday with one of the United States senators who called, and I recommended that he go and meet with Senator Tom Cotton from Arkansas, who is now going to be the new head of the Senate Intelligence Committee, to get them to reintroduce Senate Bill 2226 that was passed by the United States Senate in 2023, setting out this 64-page bill to set up this entire set of protocols pursuant to which there could be a controlled disclosure process that was going to reveal all of the information that exists. We know perfectly well that the same elements that are inside the national security state, deeply buried inside the national security state, the so-called legacy group, that's been lying and concealing this information for the past 80 years at least, they're going to manipulate that and try to continue to contain the information.
Well, of course they are. So is this representative, Tom Cotton, going to be able to get anything done? Well, we'll see. But let's kind of take his temperature a little bit. I don't know a lot about Tom Cotton. I've seen him speak a few times. But here he is talking about the mystery drones.
And our government, since November 18th, can't figure out where they came from, who's operating them, what they're doing, what they're capable of. That seems like a national security threat to me.
Well, Sean, thanks for having me on again. This isn't the first time we haven't been able to figure out where Joe Biden is. And I can tell you it's not just you, Sean. I've been on the Armed Services Committee. I've been on the Intelligence Committee now for 10 years. And we haven't gotten adequate answers from the Biden administration either. And it's not just these drones, most recently over New Jersey. In recent months, there have been numerous drones flying over Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. And again, we don't get any satisfactory answers. Perhaps, as you say, it's something innocuous, just hobbyists or pranksters. But I don't think it serves the public interest to have the Biden administration or Democratic governors go out trying to allay concerns when they have no factual basis to allay those concerns. I can tell you the answers that you're not getting in public are the same answers that we're not getting in private. It's just one more example of how the Biden administration doesn't impose accountability.
Okay, so he's making it political, unfortunately, of course, but I mean, he's not wrong. The Biden administration certainly hasn't been very forthcoming. The White House spokesperson has done nothing but lie. The Pentagon has done nothing but lie, calling it all hobbyist and stuff. And Tom Cotton is also kind of playing it both ways, saying, yeah, it could be hobbyist, but it could be not. Basically, he's saying a lot of nothing here. He's not taking a bold stand either way, except for a political stand. So, am I encouraged that he would do more in the Senate, that he would push this forward? No, not on the face of what he's saying here, but this is his public stance. What he feels in private, it may be something different. He may be more gung-ho in private. Maybe Danny Sheehan wouldn't be dealing with him if he wasn't a little bit more forthcoming in private and a little bit more realistic in private, that this is not hobbyists and pranksters, as he says in the video. So time will tell. But Joe Murgia is commenting on this, saying, hey, Dean Johnson, your boy Dan Sheehan thinks there's a chance the UAP disclosure amendment may be reintroduced. I think we all know there's zero chance it will be part of the NDAA that's about to be signed by Biden. But what are other ways it can be introduced and made law? Dean Johnson says the new Congress convenes January 3rd. Any member of either body can introduce the UAP Disclosure Act or some variant as a freestanding bill. Also, any member of an appropriate committee could seek its incorporation into the NDAA or the IAA, I think that's the Intelligence Authorization Act, correct me if I'm wrong, or other suitable vehicle. But it is evident there is currently no broad awareness or visible support within Congress for such a far-reaching measure. Now, yeah, the visible support within Congress, that's the problem. And that, I have to wonder, is the reason for the mystery drone phenomenon. If it is indeed NHI, if it is the UFO phenomenon, and if those are actually NHI objects out there, maybe the reason for it all was to galvanize the public and ultimately to put pressure on Congress to get UFO disclosure done under, a human purview, without them having to fly motherships over cities and freaking everybody out. They could be saying, hey, this is your last chance to do it for yourselves. Otherwise, we're going to do it for you. Now, we don't know if that's the case or not. Time will tell, but it's certainly one of the ideas that's out there. And if they are sending a message to somebody within the government, and it's not simply to galvanize the public, then we'll have to see if they got that message. Now, I'm inclined to think it's more like that it's to send a message to somebody, the powers that be within the government. Because otherwise, I would expect these objects to look more anomalous and not to be able to be discounted as drones, right? That's, that disguise or whatever they're putting on there, if that's what's happening, allows people just to filter it out. It's getting people's attention, but they're calling them drones, if that's what's going on. So it doesn't seem like it's, designed to, stimulate the public's imagination and get them engaged in this issue. It looks like it's more directed toward the government. But, we'll see. If it is the phenomenon, I would expect this to continue and to get more and more anomalous as time goes on. Possibly more high strangeness or bigger ships that can't be mistaken for drones, or it'll stop mimicking drones if that's what's going on. We'll see. But Dean Johnson says in the short term, a more achievable goal might be to seek direction of additional targeted resources to the National Archives and Records Administration, which seeks to implement the UAP Records Collection Project mandated by last year's NDAA while already starved for resources. So yeah, there you go. There's a potential avenue for something to happen. But yeah, will anything happen in the next NDAA that's about to get passed? Will we get a more robust version of the UAP amendment, the disclosure amendment? I'm hoping, if nothing else, we can get greater whistleblower protections. And that might be in the IAA as opposed to the NDAA, but we'll see. But if we can get greater whistleblower protections, then theoretically we might get, David Grush's 40-plus participants of the UFO crash retrieval and reverse engineering programs to be able to come forward. Now, I'm not sure about that. The reason why is because the Congress people, as well as Jeremy Corbell, that were at the last UFO hearing in Congress with Lou Elizondo in the House, they were saying they had the opportunity to interview direct participants of these programs, but were instructed not to. There was somebody stepping in the way and saying, don't do that, you can't interview those guys. So even if there was greater whistleblower protection, I'm not even sure that would help until that obstacle is eroded. So, maybe that's what the mystery drone phenomenon was about. Maybe that's who the message was being sent to, is those gatekeepers, whoever is obstructing this. I mean, that's a hope, right? We'll see where things land. We're still in the fog of war on all of this. So many conspiracy theories, or so many theories. I mean, there's conspiracies, right? And there's theories about those conspiracies. And there's crazy phenomena like the mystery drones. And of course, we're going to have many theories about the mystery drones because we don't know what they are. And the powers that be won't tell us. If they have a clue, and I think some of them do, then the phenomenon, if that's who's behind it, isn't telling us either. So, I would like for one of those two parties to be more forthcoming. Maybe it'll happen and maybe it won't. What do you guys think about it all? Will we get anything in the NDAA or the IAA that could push things forward? Is Danny Sheehan being overly optimistic, thinking this could happen? Or is he simply, doing what he can to make things happen? Then he's not necessarily optimistic about it, but he's just trying to do what he can do, and we'll just see where things land. But I do think that the same forces that have been obstructing things so far are probably still there, unless the mystery drone phenomenon was to that end and it worked. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Thumbs up, like and subscribe, smash merch store, become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars. I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.